With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening from Musselman High School for tonight's West Virginia High School baseball. I'm still in basketball season. It is my first.
Feels like basketball weather.
It is.
Chilly.
It does feel like basketball weather, but it is high school baseball. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Trip Tobin. Our on-site producers, Dylan Bishop. Cameraman is Tila. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini as we welcome you to Musselman High School. It is the Applemen hosting the Martinsburg Bulldogs tonight as we welcome you into the countdown to first pitch brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Phone them at 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. As of this week, it was Martinsburg that was on the up and up until this point, and it was the opposite start for Musselman. They started 0-3 Trip, but now they're 5-3 with 5 straight wins, and for Martinsburg, they've dropped 2 straight games this week.
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg came out 4-0, and Musselman came out 0-3, and Martinsburg had that early season polling, number 2 in the state. Coach Aaron Bauer said that's probably the worst thing that could ever happen to a young squad, getting that kind of a ranking early like that, and then, I'm not going to say there was a letdown there, but of course they played 2 very good teams in Hedgesville, and then Washington, and then the EPAC there. So, but they're going to have their hands full tonight with Dylan Stevens. But He said I believe in the radio interview, he said no team in the state probably wants to beat us worse than Musselman because they've knocked them out of the sectional the last 2 years. So the revenge factor's there. Musselman returns a lot more experience on the mound and in the field than Martinsburg. So, it could possibly be that, Martinsburg comes in here as the underdog after having that number 2 ranking and Musselman not even in the top 10 ranking.
Yeah, that may or may not change, though, when the next ranking drops, but definitely looking forward to these two teams going at it tonight because not only it's the first time that they've played each other all season long. You mentioned that it's been Martinsburg the past 2 seasons knocking out Musselman and ending their season, so revenge for the entire season's on their mind, and it's always competitive when these two teams go at it, or at least it always feels like it. You look at the 8 past meetings trip, 4 of those last 8 games have been decided by 1 run. So these two teams love keeping it close and always gets very intense and should be a good crowd on hand as well for tonight's game, even though it's a very cool evening.
Yeah, I mean, Musselman's certainly has the ability to fill the stand over there. We see that when they play here. They have a great following, and, they get loud, and, and they make the atmosphere here is just always a great atmosphere to play in. The field's beautiful. They did a nice job, with the rain earlier this week, and the sun's shining, and it's a little chilly out there, but certainly Martinsburg looking to get back on the winning streak here and keep their stronghold on Musselman, and Musselman starting probably at least their 1 or 2 starter. Tonight is going to be a tall task for Martinsburg, but Lupus coming in to pitch, he just threw a great 4 hitter against Jefferson, so he's coming into his own, so it's going to be a great game to watch, and I'm sure there's a lot of people tuned in and can't wait to see how this thing plays out.
Let's step aside, take our first break on the countdown to first pitch, and when we come back we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Welcome back here to Musselman High School for West Virginia High School baseball action between the Musselman Applemen and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We'll continue our countdown to first pitch and get right into our coaches' interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife, great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll start with the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler, followed by the head coach of the Musselman Applemen, Josh Hartman.
Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler. Coach Byler, week
is probably not one delay that you guys have wanted it to. What's your team hoping to do today to bounce back and get a win against Musselman?
No, it's not. But, I mean, like I told the kids yesterday, I don't feel like in either of those two games that we necessarily got beat. You know, I feel like we kind of beat ourselves a little bit there in both very winnable games. Just got to put it behind us and be ready to play tonight against a very good Musselman team who, you know, has, you know, Dylan Stevens on the mound, who obviously gave us trouble last year, and they're going to be hungry tonight as we need to be too.
Speaking of last year, competitive games throughout, 4 meetings in total, just like the year before. Your team ultimately ended Musselman's season last year in the sectional championship. I'll just talk about the rivalry, how much it means to your program.
Yeah, I don't know if it means a whole lot to our program. Our program's concerned about winning sectional championships, so if they're in the way of us winning a sectional championship, then that becomes a rivalry and a big deal for our program.
You mentioned Dylan Stevens, and he's on the mound tonight starting for them. Just talk about his game and what you've seen on that side of things and what your team needs to do against him for success.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's probably one of the best pitchers in the EPAC, and we're just going to have to make him throw strikes. You know, we can't chase off-speed pitches out of the zone. We have to make sure we, you know, put the ball in play, make him field it a little bit, can't strike out. And when we do get runners on, we got to move them. We haven't done a very good job of that, so we need those things to all come together tonight if we want to have a shot.
Who else going for your team tonight?
Mike Lucas will go tonight. Mike had a great outing his last time against Jefferson. Senior pitcher. He's played in this game probably, you know, 12 times in his career. He was one of those kids that didn't get his freshman year because of COVID, but over his last 3 years, you know, he's played Musselman a lot. He's played these kids a lot, you know, because they've had that same group has been with him, you know, playing varsity for 3 years as well. So we have all the faith in the world, Mike.
What are you looking for from your team the most tonight?
Just compete. You know, I thought there were innings and at-bats where we didn't compete earlier in the week, so we just talked yesterday about competing. You know, I told them that there's only one thing I ask of them, you know, is that they compete every single pitch. And if we do that and we come up short, that's fine. But if we do that, we have a great chance of winning.
All right, anything else, Coach Bauer?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck. Now joined by the head coach of Musselman, Applemen, Josh Hartman. Coach Hartman, your team has really boomed as of late, really gotten back to their winning ways. What have you liked most from your team?
Every time we do that, we're giving your team a chance. Starting pitching has done a great job as well. So that combination, if you can have starting pitching and hitting the baseball, good things usually happen with baseball.
Your team, one of the more experienced teams in the Eastern Panhandle as well. Just talk about that and the leadership that they bring.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of things going back. It's like my seniors doing on the night. He's been a leader for us for years now. And, Baden, of course, and Myers, Shorter Boy, all those guys are big leaders. Leadership of being the team.
You mentioned Dylan's on the mound for your team tonight. What does he need to do to have some success up there?
Get that jobs. Hitters, hit his pitches. Get those ground ball outs, get a few strikeouts, and hopefully he can do a good job.
And on the other side, it's Lucas. What's your team need to do to get him rattled up on the bubble?
Be patient, hit strikes, good pitches, good play, and good things.
Last year it was Martinsburg that ultimately ended your guys' season. What are you guys trying to do this time around to hopefully make it your team that ends their season?
I feel like they begin our season about every year. I feel like, you know, it's this year's different. Trying to get confidence in the games that you play. The first one that we're playing tonight, there's more down the road, obviously, with that. It's the early in the year. Hopefully we can blow out the games we play and get on through tonight, and hopefully it carries on through sections when that time starts.
What are you most looking forward to tonight from your team?
I just love the atmosphere. I love playing rivalry games like this, just seeing where we stand with other teams in the EPAC. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right, anything else, Coach?
It's not. Let's go. Let's have a good game.
All right. Thank you. Good luck. Appreciate it. Thank you. That was your coach's interviews. We will now take another 2-minute break, and when we come back, get closer to first pitch. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
You can play, work, and explore without joint pain. Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Medicine, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine can help you live without joint pain. Our expert team of surgeons offer the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't, specializing in joint replacement, sports and traumatic injuries, hip and knee disorders, foot and ankle surgery, hand and wrist surgery, and shoulder reconstruction. Call 304-725-BONE today to learn how you can live without joint pain.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Musselman High School as we get closer to first pitch between the Musselman Applemen and the Martinsburg Bulldogs in West Virginia High School baseball action. Let's get into the EPAC Baseball Roundup, brought to you by Jambo Construction and Fencing, LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. For a free estimate, you can call Bill Bartley at 304-268-5452. Two other baseball games, sorry for nudging you there. Trip in the Eastern Panhandle as the Hampshire Trojans take on the Spring Mills Cardinals, and Mountain Ridge is at the red-hot Hedgesville Eagles tonight. So, two other good games on hand.
Yeah, Hedgesville and Musselman both are streaking right now, and looking to keep those streaks alive and keep that good things happening.
And then also in softball tonight, you have Berkeley Springs at Hedgesville, and then Hampshire at Spring Mills, who just knocked off Hedgesville in softball. So a big 10-7 win for them. Let's now get into the weather, brought to you by CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty with every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. Tonight's weather here in Inwood, West Virginia, we have a high wind watch, so we'll have to see how that plays into tonight's game. Looking out at the flags in right field, though, no issue right now as they are not moving, but it is sunny here in Inwood and cool 50 degrees that closer to the end of the game will drop down into the mid-40s. So brisk night for baseball as Martinsburg continues its warm-ups out on the field. So it looks like we might be a few minutes behind schedule as first pitch scheduled for 7 p.m. and we're a few minutes away from that. So as I said, probably going to be starting just a little bit late, Trip, but what are you excited for tonight's game?
Well, much like Josh Hartman said, it's always fun to watch the EPAC games. You really get, the competition in the EPAC, the parity this year, seeing how teams that have to retool as Martinsburg is, or next man up, from losing a lot last year, seeing how they play, an experienced team like Musselman who's, bringing some guys back. And, I talked to Coach Bowler a little bit, and he said, our guys aren't scared. And I said, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a Martinsburg team coached by this group of coaches that were scared. They're prepared. but they're young and they do make some mistakes, as Coach Ballard said. Sometimes they don't compete, but as the season goes on, that'll all change. And tonight could be a big night for those guys to kind of grow up here in the EPAC. They did a great job against Jefferson. We know what they're capable of, but with young teams, you see inconsistencies, and that's the things that cost them at Hedgesville. An error here and there, and then a ball that got kind of lost in the lights against Washington was a big play. So small things happen, but over on the other side, you gotta love to watch Musselman and that pitching staff and those young guys. Those experienced guys coming back, and the way they hit the baseball, and you got guys that can take it out of the park like Myers and Hartman and Boyles and Stevens, and then you look at Lohr and Bohr and Levy and those guys that can just get it done. So, and then a new guy here coming in Wyatt McClintock, who's just been red hot, and so it's just going to be fun to see how this thing plays out. See how Martinsburg competes against probably one of the first times being an underdog to Musselman in a long time. If you want to look at it as far as rosters go, and how things are going right now in each season. So streaky Musselman coming in with a lot of seniors. A hungry Martinsburg team to get that not to have that 3 in a row. To not lose 3 in a row.
As both teams' managers will now meet out with tonight's umpire crew at home plate. Let's get into the starting lineups, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Let's start off with the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs, who are 4-2 overall, 2-2 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Batting first tonight for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, and wearing number 7, playing center field, Jordan Canby. Batting second, the third baseman, number 24, Braden Oviedo. Batting third and pitching tonight for the Bulldogs is number 3, Michael Lupus. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 4, Landon Sifford. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 5, Carson Buber. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 9, Owen Rubenthal. He will be designated hitting for the left fielder, number 25, Isaac Grove. Batting seventh at second base is number 8, Ben Reisenweber. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 27, Jameer Brown. And ending the lineup for Martinsburg, batting ninth, number 2 in right field, Keegan Everhart. Now for the Musselman Applemen, leading off for Musselman in center field, number 14, Kyle Lohr. Batting second, the shortstop, number 13, is Baden Hartman. Batting third, the catcher, number 9, Taryn Boyles. Batting cleanup for Musselman at first base, number 8, Jason Myers. Batting fifth at second base, number 4, is Wyatt McClintock. Batting sixth in right field, number 3, Trevor Bohr. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 11, Dylan Stevens. Batting eighth at third base, number 24, Wyatt Levy. And batting ninth in left field, number 22, Mason Carter. Should be a pitcher's duel tonight, I think, Tripp. You look at least on Martinsburg's side, Lupus, he's already 2-0 in the 2 games that he has started, only giving up 5 hits, 1 earned run at 11 strikeouts in those 2 games, and 2 walks. So he's been impressive in those 2 appearances. And then on the other side, for the Musselman Applemen, Dylan Stevens, he's already pitched in 2 games, had 1 start. He went 8 total innings so far. He's 1-0 on the season, only giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of them being earned, and has a strikeout walk ratio of 10-8. So these 2 teams, I think it's going to be a competitive night, even though, as you mentioned earlier, Musselman probably the favorites for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I say. Musselman coming in and returning all, so many of their innings pitched from last year. Martinsburg losing those pitching. But you know what? Lupus has stepped up big. He's hitting in a 3 spot tonight. He's been seeing the ball well at the plate, and he did a great job keeping Jefferson off balance the other day. He was working the outside corner. Cutter was working. It was cutting away there, causing Jefferson to kind of, ground out and roll over. And on the other side, Dylan Stevens, different type of pitcher, more of a power pitcher, throws the ball down, a hard late breaking curve ball. You know, his off-speed pitch, you know, he'd been working on it, but, you know, both of these teams well coached. Both these teams are going to compete, and I don't look for, you know, I look for another one of those one-run, two-run ball games.
Yep, as I mentioned earlier, out of the past 8 meetings between Musselman and Martinsburg, 4 of those 8 meetings have been decided by only 1 run. Could tonight be similar to those games, or will they be more lopsided like the rest of them? We'll have to wait and see. We'll take our final 2-minute break on the countdown to first pitch, and when we come back, it'll be time for Martinsburg at Musselman. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We are excited to announce that Comparion Insurance Agency, a Liberty Mutual company, will be at the 26th Annual Home Show on March 25th and 26th at the Martinsburg Roundhouse. Comparion Insurance agents and Martinsburg residents Glenn Mocker and Chad Williams have access to many insurance companies, allowing them to find the right coverage at the right price for you. From home and auto to life and pet insurance, they have you covered. Be sure to visit them at the show. If you can't make your way over to them, give them a call or send an email. They can't wait to meet you.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Musselman High School as the national anthem has concluded. It's now time for our first pitch, brought to you by CMA's Chevy of Martinsburg. Make your way to CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles, a friendly team, and professional service every step of the way. Chevy, find new roads. It is Musselman in the all-white uniforms here at home for the Applemen with the green stripe across the chest. Applemen written on the front in red, green numbers on the back outlined in red for Martinsburg. The black tops with black name and numbers on the front and back, and gray pants. Again, due up for the Bulldogs is Canby, Oviedo, and Lupus going up against Dylan Stevens on the mound. And one more time defensively, this is how Musselman is. Behind the plate is number 9, Taryn Boyles, the infield at first base. Number 8, Jason Myers. Second base, Wyatt McClintock. Shortstop, Spaden Hartman. And at third base, it's Wyatt Levy. And then in the outfield from left to right goes number 22, Mason Carter. Number 14, Kyle Lohr. And number 3, Trevor Bohr in right field.
It's going to be a good night here as the lead off here with two summer teammates here. Stevens gets to face Canby, and they know a lot about each other, so that'll be interesting as Stevens has to see Canby and Sifford here in the first inning, or possibly in the first inning should they get down to the 4 spot. It's going to be fun to watch these guys battle it out.
The warm-up pitches have concluded now for Dylan Stevens. Throw down from Boyles to second to practice that. It will be Jordan Canby batting first, the right-hander for the Bulldogs, taking a few stretches and practice chops before he steps into the box.
Stevens wearing the war paint on his eye black there, and he's got the headband on. He looks like he's ready to go.
Yep, still some sunlight. You can see some shadows on the field right now as first pitch from Dylan Stevens. It's a fastball that misses high as first pitch coming right at 7:09.
Yeah, this field plays really tough for third baseman. Left fielders right now, you see Levy, shading his eyes.
This one, it's the outside part of the corner, evens the count up at 1-1 to Canby from Stevens.
James Franklin behind the plate. Tim Carroll on the bases tonight.
1-1 pitch from Stevens. Canby lets go by, and again, this one also called a strike. The count now 1-2 to the center fielder for Martinsburg. Canby steps back in the right-handed box. 1-2 count against him. Nobody out. Start things off between Musselman and Martinsburg. Canby fouls this one up into the air. Goes behind, backstop. That'll keep the count at 1-2.
Nice job there with Canby. Dylan had went outside twice, caught that outside corner. That time he tried to, I believe it looked like, not a great angle, but it could have been a sort of a knee curveball there, knee-high curveball.
1-2 pitch from Stevens, swing and a miss. Down goes Canby for out number 1. That'll bring up Braden Oviedo for Martinsburg.
Tough pitch there. He come up high with a fastball, and Canby couldn't catch up with it. He elevated the zone there after that curveball down there at the knee. So good pitch selection. It looks like that Taryn and Stevens are calling their own pitches here. Taryn Boyles.
Oviedo initially it looked like he was going to swing at the first pitch. Held it back. Doesn't matter though. It's still strike 1 from Stevens.
Yeah, it was the top of the strike zone there, and he kind of let it go by, but Stevens is pounding the zone at the moment.
Next pitch, a breaking ball that misses just outside, evens the count up at 1 apiece.
Oviedo moved up to 2 spot here. I like what Coach Baller's done here to get Oviedo, who's been swinging a pretty hot bat, really hit the ball well at Hedgesville, so it looks like he's going to hang out in the 2-hole here tonight.
Oviedo fouls this one off to the right-handed side and out of play. The count now 1-2.
We're into this young season, but we can't forget that Oviedo is just a sophomore. Gonna, 2 more years in this program, out 2.5 years left.
1-2 pitch, Oviedo lets him go by. It's a breaking ball that misses into the dirt. Count now 2-2.
Kind of seeing if he could get him to fish there for it. So, good pitch selection, not given in that 1-2 count by Dylan Stevens.
The 2-2 pitch from Stevens. Ripped right up into center field. The fly ball caught by Kyle Lohr, tracked down for out number 2.
Good sequence there once again for Dylan. He got ahead, and then he threw some pitch to try to see if he could get Oviedo to offer, and then he went for looked like a fastball there. Oviedo did get the bat on, didn't get really solid contact there. Got enough to shallow center field, so soft contact. So we've had two at bats. A strikeout, and then some soft contact, which is just what you want if you're the pitcher.
So Oviedo has been retired. That brings up Michael Lupus from Martinsburg. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1 from Dylan Stevens. Stevens steps off the rubber behind the mound and back on, and that'll allow Lupus to step out of the box for a brief second before stepping back in. Stretch from Stevens, lined up in the pitch. It's a breaking ball. Misses outside. The count now 2-0 to Lupus.
Lupus worked the count in his favor this time here, as the first time Stevens had been behind.
2-0 pitch. Ripped and foul down the third base line as that one still continues to roll all the way to the outfield wall. Makes the count now 2-1.
That's what you want to see from your three-hitter with 2 outs and a 2-0 count. You want him with his, you want him trying to hit a ball in the gap down the line, trying to, get in scoring position with one swing. So, 2-0 count. He was sitting on that fastball, and he come unglued.
Lupus holds the bat back on the 2-1 pitch. It's called outside for a ball. Count now 3-1 to Lupus from Stevens.
Pitch probably could have went either way. It was a nice curveball that just missed.
Steven works quickly. The 3-1 pitch right down the middle. Count now full at 3-2. 2 outs, top of the first, nobody on. Still scoreless between Musselman and Martinsburg.
3-1 curveball. It tells you the confidence he has in that pitch.
Payoff pitch from Stevens. Swing and a miss. Down goes Lupus. 3 up, 3 down goes Martinsburg. 2 strikeouts so far for Stevens as it's the Applemen turn. Go up to bat, heading to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Musselman High School as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Colin McLaughlin alongside me, Tripp Tobin. Our on-site producers, Dylan Bishop, camera woman, Tila Pizzatella. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. 3 up, 3 down with Martinsburg. It's now Musselman's time. Due up for the Applemen. Lohr, Hartman, and Boyles. Defensively, goes like this for Martinsburg out on the field. Pitching, Michael Lupus. Catching, Landon Sifford. In the infield at first base, Jameer Brown. Second base, Ben Reisenweber. Shortstops, Carson Buber. Third base, Braden Oviedo. Left field's Isaac Grove. Center field's Jordan Camby. Right field's Keegan Everhart. Good start so far on the mound by Dylan Stevens there in the top of the first trip. 2 strikeouts, 16 pitches in total. 10 of those 16 were strikes.
Yeah, he threw the ball well, filled the zone up there. He had Lupus guessing there on that last pitch. Lupus was a little bit behind that fastball, and that tells you the difference. The 2-0 fastball, he pulls it down the the left field line almost in there for a double, and then you get a 3-1 curveball for a strike, and now you're sitting there at 3-2, thinking maybe what's he going to do? 3-1. He relied on his curveball, and Dylan came with a hard fastball in the outer half, and Lupus just didn't catch up to it. So a good sequence there for Stevens, and we'll see what Lupus can do here now.
First pitch swinging, Kyle Lohr. It's a base hit into right field to start off Musselman with a leadoff single.
That's one thing that Lohr can do. He swings early. He's aggressive. This whole team's aggressive. They don't like to get down in counts. They don't, of course, anytime you get, down in the count, 1-2, 0-2, things like that, your batting average goes way down. So they swing early and a lot of speed at the top of the order, so they can do damage real quick.
Baden Hartman now up for Musselman. He swings at the first pitch. It's a fly ball into left center field. That one's a base hit. Rolling all the way to the wall. Coming around third, heading home is Lohr. The throw not in time, and it's an RBI double by Baden Hartman, giving Musselman the early 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, very quickly. That's how Musselman can do. They hit the ball well. They run the bases well. and he's having a good time in that dugout. So, they have driven 2 pitches into the outfield, and 2 pitches, and man on second, and 1-run lead.
Breaking ball from Lupus. As Boyles up the bat, takes it for ball 1.
Lupus is probably happy that ball just didn't find another gap.
1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike to Boyles, evens the count up at 1-1.
Quick strike offense with Musselman. Those guys can, they can put it together.
1-1 pitch from Lupus. Liner down the left side and out of play. Foul.
Curveball that stayed in a little bit, and Taryn turned on it. So, good solid contact, but ultimately it's just a strike, and has him down in the count. See how Taryn can do, down 1-2 in the count.
Lupus sets the pitch. Swing and a miss at a strike right at eye level. Down goes Boyles for out number 1.
Yeah, good job by Lupus there, changing his eye level up in the count, had a pitch to waste, and threw a fastball up, and that's just a tough pitch for young hitters to miss, to stay off of.
Jason Myers now up for Musselman. First pitch from Lupus, a breaking ball into the dirt. Sifford keeps it in front of him, and that'll keep Hartman at first. Ball 1 to Myers. 1-0 here in the bottom of the first after the RBI double by Hartman to score Lohr on the second pitch of the bottom of the first. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss. That one gets by Sifford. Hartman will steal third standing up. Count now 1-1. Runner on third. Now for Musselman with 1 out.
Yes, almost the same identical pitch he threw the first time, but a little more up in the zone. 2 curveballs, and one in the dirt and one that Myers has offered for.
Myers keeps the bat on his shoulder at another breaking ball, low and in the dirt for ball 2 to Myers to make the count now 2-1. Myers, the right-handed batter, in the cleanup spot for Musselman. 2-1 pitch, fastball, fly ball into center field. Coming forward on it is Canby. Canby's going to throw home. Hartman going to stay put as that one looked to be on target. So no sac fly, just out number 2 to retire Myers and bring up McClintock. That one's tough. Everybody in the Eastern Panhandle knows the arm that Canby has. So Hartman, even though we know how speedy he is, didn't want to test him just yet.
Yeah, I didn't want to get thrown out the plate there for the third out. I expected him to go there, and he just either didn't get a good read, or just didn't feel like the fly ball was deep enough. But a little bit surprised that he didn't take off there. But Canby certainly is one of the premier center fielders in the EPAC, and has an arm that could get it done. And it wasn't that deep, so
First pitch from Lupus to McClintock was called for a strike. Second one now fouled off just to the left of us here in the press box for strike 2. 2 outs, runner on third, bottom of the first. It's Musselman 1, Martinsburg nothing. Lupus sets on the rubber. The 0-2 pitch inside, almost hitting McClintock. Count now 1-2. Sifford early on having to do a lot behind that plate. A 1-2 pitch from Lupus to McClintock, fouled off, and that one thought was about to ricochet off that pole and might try to find its way in here.
It certainly came right by that pole, got by. If Lupus can get out of this first inning after that hard contact from the first couple of batters, just 1 run, that's got to be a win for Martinsburg. As looks like he'll get out
center,
of it.
Can be making the catch, and that retires the side not for 1 run's able to cross on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base at the end of the first inning. It is Musselman 1, Martinsburg nothing. We'll be back for the second after this 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch.
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning now between Martinsburg and Musselman, as Musselman struck first. They lead 1-0 at the end of one. Due up the 4-5-6 batters for Martinsburg, Sifford, Buber, and Rupenthal, as they went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first.
Yeah, Sifford, he's pitched leadoff a lot of times. He did hit leadoff earlier in the year. Has hit leadoff before. So, this is a good spot for him. He knows how to get on base and has speed, even though he's the catcher. Martinsburg got a good, 4, 5, 6 guys here facing Stevens.
Sifford takes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball, low and away. Goes to the backstop. Ball 1 to Sifford.
Sifford has been seeing the ball really well. He's going to battle up there to the plate. It's going to be a tough out for Stevens, so it's going to be fun to watch these two compete against each other here this at bat.
Looks like we'll get a new ball as that one had a little dirt on it, so we wait. Dylan Stevens sets on the mound. A 1-0 pitch from Stevens. Fastball right above the shoulders for ball 2 to Sifford. Stevens trying to expand that strike zone. Not getting it so far. The 2-0 pitch fouled off to the right side. Myers trying to track it down, but that's way out of play. Counting out 2-1.
That was a 2-0 fastball. It just said, hit the baseball. I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to throw it down there. And Sifford took a good cut at it and he got it fouled back.
2-1 pitch outside. Ball 3 to Sifford.
Stevens knows that, Sifford can find a gap. He has some home run power. P.O. Faulkner Parks had some home runs. And so respect here for Sifford as he tries to find a corner.
3-1 pitch, a fastball. Sifford takes it for strike 2. Count now full.
Stevens doing a great job of finding that outside corner. None of these strikes are, none of these called strikes are right down the middle. So see what pitch he likes here at 3-2.
3-2 pitch from Dylan Stevens. Fastball pops up and into the stands on the first base side. The count remains 3-2. Let's do it again.
Yeah, very similar to the 2-0 pitch where he just cut it loose and see what Sifford could do with it. Again, he didn't groove it. He kind of kept it on the outer half, so a good pitch. He's got good command here tonight.
Here's the payoff pitch from Stevens. Breaking ball called strike 3. Down goes Sifford, the third strikeout of the night for Dylan Stevens for out number 1 to start off the top of the second.
Yeah, he fooled him, caught him looking, curveball. A bit there at the end, and all you can really do is tip your cap there as Dylan, got down 2-0 in that at bat and come back and got a strikeout. When you're in a 2-0 counts and come back and get a strikeout, it's just a confidence builder. He didn't give in, kept on painting the corners and using pitches that he's successful with. That curveball there.
Looking like Stevens maybe took some notes from Jackson Rue West, who really worked the curveball earlier this week to get the win over Martinsburg for Hedgesville. As Buber's up the bat, he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Musselman leads Martinsburg 1-0 in the top of the second. The 0-1 pitch from Stevens. Fastball missing inside to Buber. Count now even at 1-1.
Went inside, went outside, and just missed that inside strike.
And 1 ball, 1 strike to fifth batter in the Martinsburg lineup, Carson Buber. He calls timeout to step out of the box. Readjust before stepping back in on the right-handed side. Stevens never even moved on the rubber. Stretch and the throw. It's a liner right up the middle. That is a single for Carson Buber. first hit of the game for the Bulldogs, and that'll bring up Rubenthal.
Yeah, Buber did a nice job there. Buber was a hard luck, took the hard luck loss there against Hedgesville. His bat did come alive a little bit, got a base hit there to lead in that first at bat down there after the continuation of that game. So here he is again with his first at bat of the day with a base hit. So, like to see him, Martinsburg wants to see him get hot here at the plate.
First, Buber safe.
Got to get a shout out to my man Jason Myers. Jason Myers' dad brings me up a cup of coffee. Every time Musselman plays, I guarantee I'm going to get a cup of coffee.
First pitch to Rubenthal misses outside from Stevens for ball one. Rubenthal in the DH spot tonight for Grove, the left fielder for Martinsburg. A 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle, evens the count up at 1-1 to Rubenthal.
Rubenthal hitting from the left side. Buber's pitching. You got to wonder if Martinsburg's going to try
another pick-off attempt unsuccessful by Stevens, trying to.
Stevens has that signature move where he kind of lets you start to walk off, and he turns and throws. That's probably his A move there. It's a great move for a righty.
Swing and a miss for strike two by Rubenthal, as he looked like was a little bit ahead on that one.
A little bit of an off-speed pitch. Great pitch by Stevens. You got to wonder if Martinsburg, is going to take a shot at running at all. Buber has no lead, so he gets out there.
1-2 pitch inside, and that one gets way by Boyles.
It hit him.
All right.
Yeah, I think.
Wasn't sure, but it looks like it did as Rubenthal makes his way down to first base.
I caught him on the hip there as he turned, maybe the thigh, and it ricocheted back, and I think it got Boyles, on the arm there. Cold tonight, so anytime you get hit by that white ball, it really hurts. So you don't want to get hit on these cold nights. You don't want to ever get hit, but the cold nights they're really bad, especially the ones that ricochet.
One out for Martinsburg in the top of the second. Runners on first and second. Ben Reisenweber up to bat, trying to tie things up. The first pitch from Stevens. Fastball outside for ball one to Reisenweber.
If you can see on the camera, the defensive lineup set up. Myers is really up, challenging Ben to taking that bunt away completely, forcing Ben to swing the bat. And
Ben swings the bat. It goes right to the shortstop, Hartman. He makes the catch and throws over to first for the double play as Myers makes the catch and caught Rubenthal off the base. So that's the end of the top of the second. Still 1-0. Musselman leads Martinsburg. One to the bottom of the second after this 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
March Madness isn't just a time for the best basketball action. March is the perfect month to market your home and beat the real estate market madness. Angela Horner is an Eastern Panhandle native and rooted in this community as a dedicated full-time real estate professional for 15 plus years. Let her put her expertise and marketing plan to work for you. Call 304-725-1001 or visit wvpropertyexpert.com to schedule a free marketing analysis.
Welcome back to Musselman High School. Heading to the bottom of the second inning as the Applemen lead the Bulldogs 1-0, as the Bulldogs looked like they were threatening a little bit there in the top of the second, but a line drive right to Hartman for a double play as he threw over to first. Due up now is Bohr, Stevens, and Levy. Bohr swings at the first pitch. It's a pop-up over to the third baseman, Oviedo, trying to track it down. Goes to one knee, makes the catch for out number one.
You see Martinsburg's going to attack, Musselman's going to attack early. That's their game plan, hit early in the count. That's what the third, fourth batter that has swung at the very first pitch. First time, I don't think they weren't successful, but don't expect them not to continue that.
That brings up Dylan Stevens, the pitcher from Musselman. One out, nobody on. Breaking ball, fly ball into center field, and that's going to be easily caught by Jordan Canby for out number two.
2 pitch, 2 outs. What happens here? The rule of thumb here with 2 pitch, 2 outs, you must take a pitch or take till you get a strike. Here
That's true.
You cannot go 3 pitches, 3 outs. So Lupus should be able to throw one right down the middle and get ahead here if we're playing by. Yep.
Breaking ball called strike 1 to Levy.
So now Levy can turn it loose. He got, he's one of the guys that had to take a pitch. The first 2.
Probably not happy with how that one was, too. And he swings and misses at the next one, and he's now behind 0-2. That's tough because first pitch is probably the best pitch he's going to see this at bat.
As of now, you got to see what Lupus is going to do. 0-2.
He goes right at him. Check swing. He went around. Called strike 3 as Sifford dropped it, put the tag on him. And we'll head to the bottom of the second to the unhappy noises of the Musselman faithful. It's still Musselman 1, Martinsburg nothing. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They didn't like that one, did they?
No, they did not.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Musselman High School as the Applemen lead the Bulldogs 1-0. The 8-9-1 batters due up for Martinsburg and Brown, Everhart, and Canby.
Yeah, Martinsburg, last inning finally got a couple base runners on. We got a single and a hit by a pitch and had us a little something going. And got that line out to shortstop called Owen Rupenthal leaning, and there's a great play and a great arm over there with Hartman. And he got 2 outs with 1 pitch.
First pitch to from Dylan Stevens to Jameer Brown, taken for strike 1 to start off the 3rd inning. Stevens. Fastball swing and a miss from Brown. They say it went around for strike 2. He tried to hold that bat back.
Yeah, every time that...
and now we have a timeout called as...
Every time James Franklin says they went around... Yeah,
we now have the umpire warning the fans.
The umpire warning the fans here as James Franklin's had enough. He's 2 calls there on pitches that were said that the batters went around, one on Musselman, one on Martinsburg, and he comes back and warns the crowd. So, it's always a good atmosphere here. It's pretty chippy.
2 pitch fouled off to the right side, or is it going to stay fair? Tracking he downs Bohr, and he makes the catch for the out. Bohr had to hustle for that one.
Yeah, he got out there, and I think it would have been fair. I mean, it was right on the line when he caught it. So, if Bohr's got to get there on that, or Jameer's off to the races, so a great play out there by Bohr. A left-hander having to go to his backhand there on that line.
That'll bring up Everhart with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Everhart, called strike 1.
We've been watching Everhart be, a courtesy runner and doing all the right things, out there competing. And here tonight he gets a chance to swing the bat against Stevens, a tall task.
He takes the next pitch right down the middle. The count now 0-2 to Everhart as that one, a beautiful curveball by Dylan Stevens. Stevens clearly has confidence up on the rubber. The 0-2 pitch. Liner right to the shortstop. Hartman makes the catch for out number 2.
That was a great, 0-2, and Steven just went for the attack, didn't try to pitch around it. You seen Everhart in the 9 spot, you never want to put those guys on. So 0-2, instead of going with like a curveball in the dirt or something up, maybe he just went right at him, trying to get him in 3 pitches. But Keegan competed, swung the bat, and, any place but right there or right at one of the guys, that's a base hit. It's a tough break there for Keegan.
Now back to the top of the lineup for Martinsburg, bringing up Jordan Camby with 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the third. It's Musselman 1, Martinsburg nothing. Stevens the stretch in the pitch, taken by Jordan Camby for strike 1 on the outside corner of the plate.
Yeah, threw a curveball first pitch. You've got these Martinsburg hitters kind of, wondering what he's going to throw. He's doing a nice job of keeping them off balance.
Next one, a fastball. It's one hopper to the second baseman. McClintock throws over to first in time to retire the side. Again, 3 up, 3 down goes the Bulldogs quietly. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's still Musselman 1, Martinsburg nothing. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to Musselman High School. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The Applemen have the 9-1-2 batters due up in Carter, Lohr, and Hartman. And looking at some other games around the Eastern Panhandle, on the bottom of the second inning, Hedgesville leads Mountain Ridge 5-1. And what'd you say the other one was with Spring Mills against Hampshire?
3-0.
3-0. So there you go as we resume action. First pitch swinging. It's a grounder by Carter to the third baseman. Oviedo across the diamond to first for out number 1.
That was a tough play by Oviedo. I mean, that ball got, you as an infielder, the ball's down. He's at third. His ball was pulled, hit hard. He sets up with his glove down, and that thing took a hop up by his face, and he really gathered it in and made a strong throw across as Mason really got down the line.
Head back to the top of the lineup. It is Lohr up to bat. He started the charge in the first inning for Musselman with his single to right and then later scored off the RBI double by Hartman. First pitch swinging, and again to right center field. It's a single for Lohr.
Second time he swung at the very first pitch and 2 singles.
That'll bring up Aiden Hartman. And as I just said, he's 1 for 1 with that RBI double.
So you in the bottom of the second, Bohr swung at the first pitch out. Stevens swung at the first pitch out. And then you have a 4-pitch, so 6 pitches and 8 pitches. And Lupus has seen 5 batters on 8 pitches. That's pretty. That's swinging early in the count.
Second pitch, a ball.
Haven't seen either one of these two teams run yet. Lohr has has some speed over there. Certainly knows how to run bases. He's, timing up Lupus there a little bit. He knows Sifford behind the plate. He's got respect for that.
A 1-1 pitch from Lupus, missing outside. The count now 2-1 to Hartman.
Hartman the last time also swung at the very first pitch, lined it into out there at the Musselman sign for a double, RBI double.
This ball misses high, and I was looking at the scoreboard, but they had it wrong. That was actually 4 straight balls, so that'll walk Hartman, put him at first. Lohr goes to second with 1 out to bring up Boyles.
Musselman here with a golden opportunity to tack on some runs. A couple of their best hitters coming to the plate.
First pitch called a strike.
No, he called it up.
Okay.
Yeah. His left hand, when he comes up like that, it's his right hand. He wanted to call
I
it a
was
strike.
looking, yeah. I thought it was the fist bump for strike one.
I think he wanted to call it a strike. It was
said
down
it
the
was
middle,
a fist bump
but it
for
was
ball one, and a liner right over the glove of the shortstop, Boober. That's going into left center field. Coming around third, heading home, and sliding safely is Lore. Musselman now leads Martinsburg 2-0 in the bottom of the third on an RBI single by Boyles.
Yeah, that's just Musselman for you. I mean, Lore getting on base. Pitchers have to respect Hartman, kind of pitch around him. You know, he can work some walks because, you know, they're not going to try to, you know, they're going to try to get him to hit, you know, their pitch, and then they get it behind in counts, and then you have Boyles and Myers and McClintock and Board and Stevens just continues. It's just a very tough lineup to get outs and keep these guys off the scoreboard.
First pitch to Myers, high and outside for ball one for Michael Lupus.
Boyles is a great. Boyles and Myers is, you know, behind Hartman, giving him protection. You know, it's tough to put him on base with those guys back there.
Again, Lupus misses high and outside. Ball two to Myers. Runners on first and second, one out. Here in the bottom of the third inning, it is Musselman 2, Martinsburg nothing. The 2-0 pitch called a strike to Myers to make the count now 2-1.
Surprised Myers didn't come out of his shoes on that one, but must have been in take mode there after the walk to Hartman.
Grounder right up the middle, in between second and short. Coming around third, heading home is Hartman. A throw not even close. It's now 3-0 Musselman, leading Martinsburg here in the bottom of the third on another RBI single, this time by Myers.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Myers. You know, 2-0. Took a 2-1 pitch, you know, on the outer half. That time that pitch was on the outer half. He stayed with it, didn't try to do too much, drove it back up through the box, and, you know, with that speed of Hartman out there, anything that finds the green, he's going to score. So
brings up the left-handed batter in McClintock, and he pops it up over to the third base side. It's a blooper. Sliding for it, not getting it. It's fair. It goes into foul territory now. Martinsburg able to pick it up. Everybody advances one base, so it's a third straight single for Musselman. They load the bases, still with one out to bring up Trevor Bohr.
I mean, Boober did everything he could to get there. Grove did everything he could to get there. I mean, it just couldn't have been placed any more perfect on that line. It was a bloop. Not much Lupus could do about it. It was just a very. They're going to go out and kind of check on Boober as he slammed hard into the ground out there.
Yep, we're having a mound visit here for Martinsburg. Go over on that first base side. No action in the bullpen, so.
No, I mean, they're going to have to pull the defense up here. You know, they can't afford to go down. They can't afford to stay back. I mean, they got to pull at least the corners up, of course. With one out, they can go for two here. Bohr at the plate, not real speedy. I mean, he could be susceptible to the double play, of course. He needs to try to lift the baseball. You know, Coach Josh Hartman down there probably said, hey, you got to try to get this ball in the air, on the ground, you know, could get him out of this inning. Anything in the air, at least get us a run. So, and they do. They got the corners up, the middle's back in double play depth. Bases loaded.
First pitch right down the middle, called strike one to Bohr.
That was a really tough play, you know, McClintock. That, you know, it was a blooper. But he'll take it, you know, because a lot of times you'll line out and get out, so the pop-up you'll take.
Squares to bunt. And they say he slid under the tag, so it's now 4-0. And also going around is the runner from first to second and second to third. At first I thought maybe Bohr actually got a piece of the bunt.
No, yeah.
But they say he didn't, so it is strike two. But on that, McClintock goes to second, Myers goes to third, and coming home to score was Boyles. It's now 4-0.
Somehow Boyles dislodged the ball from Sifford's glove. That's the call, because the umpire said he dropped the ball. I mean, Sifford had him out by a step. Boyles slid, you know, hard. You know, nothing unsportsman. He went in.
0-2 pitch. Mitch is outside. Count now 1-2.
But it was just a botched suicide squeeze.
Yeah. That
somehow or another Musselman ended up with a run. You know, the ball kicked out of Sifford's glove on the slide.
Things are going the Applemen way tonight. Pop-up over to the third base dugout now to play. The count remains 1-2 to Bohr.
So Bohr now, he just needs to get the ball on the ground. Defense is back. You know, they're going to give up this run for the out, it looks like. So they're down 4-0. Try to stay out of the big inning. There's already 3 runs this inning, I guess, but
pitch misses low. The count evens up at 2 apiece to Bohr.
Lupus wanted that pitch. He put it right where, right in Siffer's glove, right where he had it, but just a little low.
2-2 to Bohr. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Pitch from Lupus. And it's a liner into the right center field gap. That one's hopping and should score 2. 1 run scores. The second does as well. It's a 2 RBI single for Trevor Bohr, and crooked numbers up on the scoreboard. 5 this inning, 6 in total, as Musselman starting to dominate Martinsburg here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting there by Bohr. You know, I'm sure he wasn't happy with himself after missing the suicide squeeze, but he certainly did redeem himself there. And, you know, when he came to the bat, there were bases loaded, and now he's on first, and the bases are empty. So that at bat, 3 runs were scored in that at bat, and things are just going Musselman's way here as Lupus, you know, he botched the squeeze but got redeemed himself, and, you know, things just are going Musselman's way.
1-0 pitch. Stevens sends a fly ball to right field. Catch and the throw, almost getting Bohr out at first, but he's able to hit the bag first. It's only out number 2. Stevens down, and that brings up Levy.
Bohr got out there as far as he could, and then Keegan brought that ball in and sent a 1-hopper back to first. Bohr come back in, so, you know, just a good job of getting out there as far as you think you can.
Levy swings at the first pitch. It's a fly ball to center field. Canby running forward and making the catch to retire the side, but not before 5 runs are added by Musselman in the bottom of the third. They now lead Martinsburg 6-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
And Lupus at 40.
Welcome back here. So we're trying to total up the total number of pitchers so far, or pitches for pitchers. As we head to the 4th, it is Musselman 6, Martinsburg nothing, as Musselman sent all 9 batters in the lineup up to the plate that half inning. Due up for Martinsburg, the 2-3-4 batters in Oviedo, Lupus, and Sifford, as Martinsburg needs to get those bats going if they want to come back in this one.
Got a scorekeeper, maybe a change, I'm not sure. But a little delay here as Bo Bartley heads back across the field with the scorecard as Coach Baller heads out to third. But after 3 complete, the pitcher compares says Dylan Stevens 3 innings complete, 1 hit allowed, 0 runs, 0 earned, 3 strikeouts on, on 39 pitches. 3 complete for Lupus. Looks like he is around 6 hits, 6 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 7 hits, and around 43 pitches.
First pitch to Oviedo. Breaking ball, catching the outside part of the plate to strike 1 from Dylan Stevens. Stevens stretches. Wind up and the pitch. Fastball missing high. Evens the count up at 1-1 to Oviedo.
I mean, you look at Musselman's lineup, you know, they've got production up and down the lineup, and when you got pitching like this on the mound, they're going to be a really tough team to beat. be one of the tougher teams to beat in the state.
1-1 pitch misses low in the dirt. Count now 2-1 strike to Oviedo. Two 1 pitch up and in, missing. Count now 3-1. Getting some word here. People questioning why game's not on TV 10. Talked with Nick earlier. It sounded like there were some issues with Comcast currently going on, so that's why we apologize for those trying to tune in on TV 10. We're still on Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM 740 AM, our online stream as well, on our YouTube page too. But again, apologize for the technical errors. Nothing we can do. It's on the Comcast side, as this one fouled away by Oviedo. The count now 3-2 to the leadoff batter here in the top of the fourth for Martinsburg. Stevens trying to get his fourth strikeout of the night, but he has a breaking ball go way outside for ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk fought by Oviedo.
Certainly not what you want with the 6-0 lead at this point. Stevens can, give in and challenge hitters. He doesn't have to pitch around anyone. He's going to try to let them get themselves out by walk. When you're up 6-0, certainly the last thing you want to do is walk that leadoff guy. But it was a long inning last inning. You see if he can get settled back in there with a strike on Lupus.
Brings up Lupus, and as Tripp just said, he took the first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Runner on first, nobody out. Throw over to first from Stevens, sliding in head first is Oviedo safely. Tripp, you saying he's going to throw over again?
You look like he might sneak a throw back over there.
He doesn't. The pitch missing outside. The count even up at 1-1.
Kind of give him that side eye. I thought maybe he was going to get him. Kind of give him the side eye looking down over there.
Unlike the major leagues, he can throw over as many times as he wants, not just 2. As you were talking earlier, today is opening day.
Opening day.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt Miller was up here telling us about the good fortunes of the Texas Rangers, who were down 5-0, and he came back, and
this time he does throw over.
His team scored 9 in the fourth to end up taking a 9-5 victory. So good to have Matt in the house and get the update with the
2-1 pitch on the inside corner to Lupus. Count now even at 2-2.
On his Texas Rangers.
Yep, I know our affiliated team, the Nationals, lost their opener 7-2 to the Braves, and Baltimore got a 10-9 win against Boston, as this one popped up over to the first base side out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2 to Lupus. Lupus 0 for 1 so far. He struck out to end the first inning against Stevens.
Stevens probably should just not worry with the runner here. I mean, he's got a 6-0 lead. They're not going to run. Oviedo's not getting a big lead. He's staying safe, so nothing. Very doubtful that you would get an out on that pickoff. The only thing that could happen is you could throw it away and just give Martinsburg more momentum. So, with this lead and the way he's throwing, he just needs to focus on the batter and see what happens.
2-2 pitch, a grounder right down the third base line. Did they call it fair or did they call it foul? One runner says it looked like it was fair.
Oviedo needs to get on the base.
It looks like Franklin, our home plate umpire, called it fair.
He called it foul.
Or now they calling it foul. Eventually we do get the foul call. He walked out as if it was fair ball, never stopped the action, so we'll redo it. It looked like from up here that did go to the left side of the bag. I know Aaron Byler, the head coach of Martinsburg, was trying to say it was fair and keep play going to help his side out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We didn't get a clear signal from umpire James Franklin. He's kind of just walked out. Oviedo had to have heard foul because he ran up the line and stopped. So there must have been a vocal there at least.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Lupus. Fourth strikeout of the evening by Dylan Stevens for out number 1 in the top of the fourth.
Great pitch there by Dylan. Took a lot off. That fastball's pumping in the mid 80s, and then he probably threw that one 70. Took 8, 10, 12 mile an hour off of that and had Lupus way out front. So just a great pitch by Stevens to a great hitter, and the pitcher wins that particular battle.
Brings up Sifford. He takes the first pitch right on the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. Sifford, just like Lupus, his last time up, struck out.
You can't compete against that particular pitch there. It's kind of down and out on the outer half. You know, if he gets that for a strike all night, he's going to be hard to hit.
This one missing on the outside corner. Count even at 1 apiece to Sifford. 1 out. Runner on first for Martinsburg in the top of the 4th. They trail Musselman 6-0. Throw over, sliding in safely is Oviedo. Seen that a few times. He's going to need to deep wash that jersey after tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Stevens. Inside part of the plate this time to Sifford. Called a strike by Franklin. Count now 1-2.
Stevens is just in control at the moment, and there's not a whole lot the Martinsburg batters can do but go up there and...
This one right to Hartman at shortstop. He makes the easy catch for out number 2.
Yeah, Sifford caught that off the end of the bat, didn't quite barrel it up, and kind of looped out there to Hartman. So
seen that 3 times now.
Yeah.
And he's been ready each time.
Seen it for a double play, so I think we've seen it for the second out with nobody on. Now we've seen it for the second out with a man on. So, you know, just didn't catch a barrel there, and Stevens, just like I say, is in control here, getting up early in counts.
Brings up Carson Buber from Martinsburg. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Grounder right past the glove of the third baseman, Levy, into left field, and that is a 2-out single. The ball bobbled by the left fielder. Rounding third, coming home is Oviedo. The throw not in time in Martinsburg. Puts a run on the board. That also allows Buber to go to second. It is now 6-1 in the top of the 4th. That was weird. Yeah, Carter kind of just...
Well, you know, it's early in the year, and the grass is, you know, you can mow it, but it just hasn't filled in much after the you know, the winter, and it's a little clumpy out there, and he got a kind of a bad hop, and he settled down just to block it, but it just took a crazy hop, got in between his elbow there, and past his elbow and his rib cage here, and out, got behind him, and Oviedo kept coming. So you get a single, and then you get
now. Rupenthal, he takes the first pitch for a ball.
You get a single, and then everybody's scoring on the hard luck error out there.
1-0 pitch, missing outside from Stevens. Count now 2-0 to Rupenthal.
Full tearing a little bit. He wasn't able to kind of catch it and fold. He kind of went out and got it. The pitch wasn't as bad as it looked, but usually does a really good job of framing.
2-0 pitch, breaking ball right down the middle. Count now 2-1. Runner on second, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Big swing and a miss. Count now even at 2-2 to Rupenthal.
She telling me that Telia, her first night on the camera, and nobody can even see it?
On TV 10.
Oh, they
Still
can
see it on YouTube.
Okay.
Timeout called now as Aaron Byler will meet with Rupenthal.
If you're listening and you want to see this game, you got to get on YouTube or TV 10 Facebook or something, right? Or just come to the game.
YouTube, or come to the game, yeah.
Buy us a hot dog?
Yep, buy us a hot dog, bring a blanket, maybe some hot chocolate, another coffee for Trip. Anybody else want to make an order while we have the time here?
I got a black coffee delivered to me by Jason Myers' dad. And
let's get back to the action. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second, swing and a miss. Down goes Rupenthal to retire the side, not before one is able to come across and score for Martinsburg. They cut the deficit to 5 at the end of the top of the 4th. It is Musselman 6, Martinsburg 1. We'll head to the bottom of the inning after this 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to Musselman High School. It is now 6-1. Musselman still leading Martinsburg. And again, just like the third inning, it is the 9-1-2 batters due up for Musselman. Carter, Lohr, and Hartman after they batted around last inning. Scored 5 runs of their 6. First pitch swinging is Carter. Big cut, strike 1.
Yeah, Carter grounded out last inning to begin the inning, and then after that it was a base hit, a walk, a base hit, a base hit, a base hit, a base hit. Just they strung about 4 or 5 base hits and together and came up with 6 runs there.
This pitch, breaking ball, missing outside. The count now 1-1 to Carter from Michael Lupus. Lupus sets on the rubber, stares down at his catcher Sifford. Fastball swing and a miss from Carter. Count now 1-2. Lupus sets a 1-2 pitch. Fastball missing low. The count now evened up to Carter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Calm evening in Inwood, West Virginia. Slight breeze.
Those big winds haven't come yet.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Carter. Third strikeout of the night for Michael Lupus. The first out to start things off in the bottom of the 4th.
Hedgesville still up 5-1. And top of the 4th. 2 outs in the top of the 4th there. And they're playing Mountain Ridge, the Mountain Ridge Varsity Miners. Hedgesville's streaking and keeping that streak alive right now.
First pitch swinging is Lohr, and again, a single on the first pitch of his at-bat. He's done that 3 times now. He's 3 for 3. All singles to right field.
Yep, Kyle will tell you. They call me Kyle Lohr, get me on and I'll score. And that's happened tonight. He's been on base twice, and he's come around to score. So he's really tough to keep off the bases, and he's tough to keep from scoring with that lineup behind him. So kind of how it started last inning, and see what happens here.
Brings up Hartman. He's 1 for 1 today. He's been up the bat twice. He walked his last time up, had the RBI double in his first time.
You can see that respect for Hartman as he gets a curveball in the dirt. He moved up in the box a little bit.
1-0 pitch from Lupus. Missing upstairs. Count now 2-0 to Hartman. We have a timeout now as Aaron Byler very unhappy going out. Argue with Franklin. Trying to hear what it is. Can you hear what's going on down below?
So I guess what they're saying is you can't. You chant. You can cheer, but you can only cheer for your team. But you can't. Call someone out by name or.
It's a very tricky rule that isn't always called as this one fouled off. Sometimes we'll have you can't name out a particular player on the opposing team. You can cheer for your own team. Sometimes I've even seen the rule because a team has argued that the team picked up their voices when the pitch was being thrown and were told that they had to say at the same pitch as a pitch coming home. The throw from Sifford over to second base, not in time, so Lohr able to steal second successfully on that one. The count now evens up at 2 apiece to Hartman as well.
Lohr certainly the guy who gets this team going. I mean, he gets on base, he gets around. Now he's in scoring position. Anything in the green, he's scoring. And he's going to score.
And Hartman's base hit to left center. Canby scooping it up. The throw will be cut off by our shortstop, and coming around to score is Lohr. It's another RBI by Hartman. And in the bottom of the 4th, Musselman extends its lead now to 7-1 over Martinsburg.
Yeah, just a great piece of hitting by Hartman. I mean, he just finds gaps. He doesn't try to pull the ball. He just tries to go back out through the box, and he just hits the ball in the gap. He's just one of the best pure hitters that I've seen in a while. He's just a really tough out.
That's his second RBI. As Boyle's now up the bat, he takes the first pitch, misses outside from Lupus for ball 1.
3 pitches, 3 base hits. a stolen base, and 3 runs scored.
One popped up into right center field. Reisenweber being called off by Everhart as he runs in from right to make the catch for out number 2.
One thing about this Musselman team, they don't waste a lot of time to swing the bat. You know, not a lot of deep counts, you know, but when you can swing the bat like they do and you can barrel things up, then more power to them, you know. And it's 7-0 now, so, I mean, you're just looking to you're looking to do damage at the plate. You know, I expect Baden to steal. Called him.
Throw over, he caught him. And now they'll have him in a rundown. Artman juking pass, sliding. The ball goes off the glove, but they call him out. They say he ran out of the baseline, so that's going to be the end of the inning.
Yeah, he was leaning. They got him leaning on that, and he was stealing that pitch. He just got caught leaning.
Still 1 run across the plate at the end of 4. It is Musselman 7, Martinsburg 1. We'll head to the 5th after this 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
You can play, work, and explore without joint pain. Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WV Medicine, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine can help you live without joint pain. Our expert team of surgeons offer the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't, specializing in joint replacement, sports and traumatic injuries, hip and knee disorders, foot and ankle surgery, hand and wrist surgery, and shoulder reconstruction. Call 304-725-BONE today to learn how you can live without joint pain.
7-1 after Martinsburg put up 1 in the top of the 4th. Musselman was able to respond with 1 run of their own to put the lead back up to 6 runs. Due up for Martinsburg, the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the lineup in Reisenweber, Brown, and Everhart.
Martinsburg needs to get something going, need to chip away here. I mean, do anything they can do to get a run or two, you know. Not necessarily do they have to get all 6 runs back, but, I mean, they're getting to the point in the game where they certainly need to chip away, score a couple runs. You know, they got 9 outs left, 3 innings, and anything can happen here. But they do need to get, you know, a couple runs each inning to pull this thing close.
First pitch from Dylan Stevens to Ben Reisenweber, taken for strike 1.
He's hooked up with the umpire James Franklin, Dylan is, on that outside corner.
The 0-1 pitch. Liner into right field, and backtracking's McClintock making the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, just a tough pitch there. It was on the outer half again. He tried to go with it, didn't quite get the barrel on it again. And again, Dylan is just, you know, when they put the ball in play, they don't have much on it. You know, he's just missing their barrels, and they can't seem to square him up much. So even, you know, he just has, that's when you have the hitters off balance when that happens.
First pitch, low fastball missing. Ball 1 to Brown. 1 out, nobody on for Martinsburg in the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch, fastball, low and away for ball 2 to Brown. Brown 0 for 1, flew out to right, his only time up the bat so far tonight in the 3rd. Stevens steps off the mound, goes into the grass before stepping back on. Sets on the rubber. Brown gets back into the right-handed box. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Stevens misses high for ball 3 to Brown.
Yeah, he was just trying to rear back and throw a strike there, just got away from him. He was just going to challenge Brown with that 2-0 pitch with that 6-run lead, and he just didn't get it down in the zone.
3-0 pitch to Brown. Misses for ball 4, so 4 pitches leads to a walk to Brown. Puts him on first to bring up Everhart with 1 out, the top of the 5th.
Martinsburg will take base runners any way at all there, so good job by the freshman Brown. You know, just taking what's given him, you know, not trying to do too much. When you get down 6 runs like this, you just got to try to, go base to base and try to chip away at it.
Pitch misses high. Ball 1 to Everhart.
Brown's over there kind of doing a fake steal there, and they got picked off or they seen Baden Hartman get picked off, so it's certainly not a steal situation.
Throw over, sliding in safely is Brown. That one a little bit too close for comfort if you're Brown, though.
Yes, definitely with 1 out in the 5th and down 6 runs.
Another throw over, Brown. Almost looked like he was caught off guard, but he slides back in safely before the tag was applied by Myers.
Great pickoff move there when the guys get their legs crossed over and Dillon comes after them.
Ball misses. Throw over to second is high. Sliding in safely is Brown, as that time he was able to steal.
Yeah, he kind of did the fake steal, then he seen the ball, read the dirt ball, and took off. So, still a little too close for comfort, I'm sure. You would think, worrying about the, getting thrown out there is not the last thing you want, but, young man's freshman, reading the dirt ball, that's, some positives. And you definitely do not want to get picked or thrown out, this late in the game down, multiple runs. So
here in the top of the 5th, 1 out, runner on second now for Martinsburg as they trail Musselman 7-0. Stevens on the mound. 2-0 pitch, fastball right down the middle to Everhart. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, Everhart did the right thing there. I mean, you have to take there. You just have to. You got just seen a walk, so you're hoping to get on anyway at all yourself.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Everhart, and count now even at 2 apiece as Stevens battling back on the rubber. Trying to get his 5th strikeout tonight.
Keegan lined out to the shortstop last time. He's one of the 9 hitters on the lineup that have barreled up Stevens.
Fastball low and away. Count now 4 at 3-2.
Great play there by Taryn Boyles to keep Jameer from moving up. I mean, that ball was way out, and he backhanded that thing, got over in front of it. So just a great pick there by Boyles to keep the runner at second.
3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 at the shoulders. Looking is Everhart.
Froze him with that curveball right at him and right at his numbers, and it dove down there and got called strike 3.
That's for out number 2 as we head to the top of the lineup now. Jordan Canby up to bat. 2 outs, runner on second. Pitch from Dylan Stevens. Called strike to Canby. Unusual night for Jordan Canby, 0 for 2 so far. He struck out swinging and grounded the second baseman. He takes that pitch low for a ball.
Yeah, Canby's going to compete. He's going to get up there, compete. You have to understand that Dillon is one of the best pitchers probably in the EPAC, if not the state. And, he's got Martinsburg in a tough spot here, but Canby's going to compete.
Grounder down the third base line. Levy scoops it up. The throw across the diamond. Stretching out for it is Myers. He gets it, and that will retire the side. No runs come across. It is still 7-1. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
That's a tough play there, a heck of a play.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
High school, Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Trip Tobin as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is still Musselman 7 and Martinsburg 1 as trying to see how everything's going. Apologize if we're having some technical issues as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Flip over the scorecard now. Due up for Musselman, the 4-5-6 batters, Myers, McClintock, and Bohr. Lupus on the mound, his first pitch. It's lined deep into left center, but easily tracked down by Canby for out number 1 to retire Myers.
First pitch swinging, they swing the bat. They're going to get after it, especially with a 6-run lead. And they're looking to add to it. They're looking to, tee off and try to get the ball in the gap here. They're not going to sit around and try to get quality at bats through seeing a lot of pitches. They're going to try to hit their way on and have some fun out there.
Brings up McClintock. He swings at the first pitch. That one high over to the left. Sliding for it and making the catch is Isaac Grove for out number 2. So 2 pitches and 2 outs.
As he kind of picks it up and chucks it in, and he kind of gets by everybody there. Good thing nobody was on base as it made its way over to Jameer Brown. Great play out there by Isaac. Great play that he comes sliding in. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Apologize if we were off the air for a bit. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, nobody on. Still Musselman 7, Martinsburg 1. Up to bat is Bohr. Pitch from Lupus, missing inside for a ball. Haven't missed much if we were off the air. Only 3 pitches now in total here in this half inning. McClintock flew out and Myers flew out on 1 pitch each. And now it's a fly ball to Canby in left center field, and he's going to make the catch for out number 3. So there you go. 3 up, 3 down goes Musselman in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is still Musselman 7, Martinsburg 1. We'll take another 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome back to Musselman High School as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Martinsburg due up. The 2, 3, 4 batters, Oviedo, Lupus, and Sifford.
Martinsburg needs to get something going. I said it last thing. I have to say it again. They have to get some runs on the board.
It's been a tough night. 1 run, only 2 hits.
You can't. I doubt. You can't. You're not going to have much. Opportunity to win if you go into the 7th down 6. And Musselman still has a couple of bats under their belt. That they can, in their belt that they can score too. But you have to chip away here and put some pressure on them.
First pitch took by Oviedo for strike 1. And those 2 hits, both by Buber. The 0-1 pitch from Stevens. Again, Oviedo lets that one go by. Count now even at 1-1. That one misses outside. Stevens working quickly on the mound. The 1-1 pitch right down the middle to Oviedo. Count now 1-2.
Edgeville up 6-1 now, on top of the 5th.
One-two pitch, ripped into left field. It's going to drop for a leadoff single by Oviedo to start off the top of the 6th for Martinsburg.
That's what Martinsburg's needed, of course. You got to get base runners on. Be safe on the bases. Station to station here and try to get a run or 2. Get Stevens' pitch count up a little bit maybe and try to get into that bullpen. But as of now, every time Martinsburg has gotten on, Dillon has shut the door. So, here we are on the 6th. We'll see what he can do here.
Lupus lets that first pitch go past him from Stevens. It misses outside for ball 1. Nobody out, runner on first for Martinsburg. Trailing Musselman 7-1 His pitch inside, almost hitting Lupus as he had to back away. Count now 2-0. Throw by Boyles back to Stevens. Went by him. McClintock had to track it down so it didn't go into the outfield, keeping Oviedo at first.
Still 3-0 at the Spring Mills Hampshire game. Spring Mills up.
Pop up. And that's going to go high and out of play behind us. Makes the count now 2-1 to Lupus. Thought you were about to open that door and try to make a catch there, Trey.
Yeah, it was right there on the terrace, wasn't it?
Probably was close. Stevens looks over his back shoulder at the runner at first. The 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Lupus.
Yeah, big
that one
chase
fooled
there.
him.
Yeah, he chased that ball. It was ball 3, and he knows it. You know, it wasn't a good pitch, and it was a bad offering. He needs to, certainly knows that he got fooled there.
Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, this one. High fly ball into left field. Center fielder Laura coming forward, making the catch for the out.
Yeah, right out there in left center. He just got under it. And Laura, being the center fielder that he is, he just camped under there and moved over there in the left center gap, made the play.
So now 1 out. Runner still on first for Martinsburg in the top of the 6th, and that'll bring up catcher Landon Sifford. Sifford 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking at his first time up and then lined out to the shortstop and Hartman in his second time up. Pitch from Stevens. Way outside, but Boyle's able to scoot over and keep it in front of him.
Great play.
Keeps the runner in Oviedo at first. Ball 1.
Great play by Boyles there.
1 ball, no strike. Oviedo taking his lead off first. 1-0 pitch. This, again, missing low, and Boyles having to keep it in front of him. Count now 2-0.
Stevens is pushing the 90 pitch mark here.
Yep, he was at 80 to start the inning. Grounder to the third baseman, sliding for it and missing it as that goes in between short and third into left field. It's another single for Martinsburg. That'll bring up Buber, who before this inning had the only 2 hits of the night for the Bulldogs.
They're going to pinch, they're going to courtesy run for the catcher here. Looks like Wilt. Yeah, I believe it is.
Courtesy runner, courtesy of Trips Flooring. So we have a mound visit, and it looks like might be the end of the night potentially for Dylan Stevens.
I don't know. I didn't see much activity there. There's somebody down there now. I think they might just be buying a little time, maybe. Looks like number 1 is warming up. That might be Moberly, maybe.
Aiden Seitz.
Okay.
Out there warming up for Musselman.
Going to buy Dylan a little time, 90 pitches. His night's, he's going to need a couple quick outs if he's going to go the whole distance. But
he's at 92. I have him at now in total.
He's at 92 with a 6-run lead, and just to go to tell you, Lupus, with giving up those 9 hits, is only at 64. So that tells you how much Musselman attacks, the pitcher.
We resume action. It's still 1 out, top of the 6th. Runners on first and second now for Martinsburg with Buber up to bat.
Buber's 2 for 2 tonight.
Musselman leads 7-1 over Martinsburg. The pitch from Dylan Stevens. Missing high to Buber for ball 1.
Dylan's thrown a heck of a game, If he, if Buber gets him again here, it wouldn't surprise me if they would go and try to get this save for him, when he gets up that much in the pitch count.
This one missing outside from Stevens to Buber. Count now 2-0. As you mentioned, Buber 2 for 2. He has 2 singles tonight, both to center. This pitch right down the middle. Count now 2-1 as that fastball. Just to regain some confidence in Dylan Stevens out there as he's creeping to 100 pitches. This one misses low. The count now 3-1 to Buber. Yeah, want to be careful. Don't want to load the bases with 1 out as, again, throw from Boyles goes past Stevens this inning. That's twice now that McClintock has had to save the day.
Yeah, he come right up and just tossed it over his shoulder there.
3-1 pitch from Stevens to Buber. High ball 4, and that's going to load the bases for Martinsburg, who is going to try to threaten late.
It's early in the season, getting up that 90-pitch mark. It's cold tonight. These young men, sometimes they run out of gas. Dylan has thrown one whale of a ball game, has a big lead. He's facing the middle part of Martinsburg's lineup here, middle to the bottom. So see if he can challenge them and get out of this thing. And Martinsburg needs to do the opposite and just be patient and take what Dylan gives them.
First pitch to Rupenthal, missing outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. On the outside edge of the plate, called a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. And bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2 to Rupenthal.
Sounds crazy, but this is a big at bat here for for Stevens and for Martinsburg. Not necessarily for Rupenthal, but for Martinsburg team. And for Stevens to see if he can.
Pitch misses outside for ball 3.
See if he can gather it in. Going to get a little pep talk by his catcher. Tough for Taryn. He's a sophomore, and you got to go out there and tell the senior to settle in. And that's a tough spot for Taryn as an underclassman, but does a great job back there. Went out to kind of let his pitcher settle down a little bit. So that's a mature move there on the sophomore's part.
Stevens sends the 3-1 pitch to Rupenthal. Outside ball 4, and here we go with the merry-go-round. Martinsburg brings a run home on the back-to-back walks. Top of the 6th. It is now 7-2.
I think the night's got to be over for Dylan. He threw one whale of a game. I know they wanted to go in there and finish it and stay in there and be the 7-inning complete shot. That's just really tough to do for any high school pitcher. But this was the right move. He ran out of gas. There's no two ways about it. He threw 90-some pitches, and he's a strikeout pitcher, so his pitch count will get up a little bit. He doesn't throw to contact as much as others would. He's a more of a power pitcher, so his pitch count will get up, make it a little tougher for him to go deeper into games. But that being said, being a strikeout pitcher makes it really hard, for other teams to get anything going, and you can't get pressure on Musselman's defense when he's striking you out.
So let's take a 1-minute break, and then we'll come back and give you the pitching change. We're in the top of the 6th. It is Musselman 7, Martinsburg 2. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
We are excited to announce that Comparion Insurance Agency, a Liberty Mutual company, will be at the 26th Annual Home Show on March 25th and 26th at the Martinsburg Roundhouse. Comparion Insurance agents and Martinsburg residents Glenn Mocker and Chad Williams have access to many insurance companies, allowing them to find the right coverage at the right price for you. From home and auto to life and pet insurance, they have you covered. Be sure to visit them at the show. If you can't make your way over to them, give them a call or send an email. They can't wait to meet you.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to Musselman High School as we have a pitching change for Musselman. Your pitching change is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone them at 304-263-3361. Now pitching for the Applemen is number 1, Aiden Seitz, and it looks like over at third base now is the former pitcher for Musselman, number 11, Dylan Stevens, which means that Levy is out. Bases loaded for Martinsburg in the top of the 6th. They trail Musselman 7-2 with 1 out. Up to bat now is Ben Reisenweber. First pitch from Seitz. Fastball low to Reisenweber for ball 1.
You got the corners in. Not quite sure with the 5-run lead. Well, maybe just stay back and get the out. But maybe they're going to try to cut off this run here at the plate if it comes to Stevens or Myers. But it does open up a
fastball catching the outside or inside part of the plate, for strike 1. The count now evens up at 1-1.
opens up a gap there between short and third and second and first with those two being up.
Pitches all 3 fastballs, it seems like, up there.
Yeah, he just getting up there and getting after it, throwing it, you know, cutting it loose.
1-2 pitch. Check swing, did Reisenweber go? Doesn't look like it. They're going to check down.
Yeah. Tough place. Tim Carroll's out there, I believe, in the C, and he just out there in that position. You cannot make that call. He can't
count now 2-2.
If he's over at first, he can maybe make that call, but I doubt you get any call from a good umpire out there by second base trying to see if a right-handed batter went around.
Sight sense, looks at the runners. 2-2 pitch, fly ball to the right side. Tracking it down is Bohr, but it's going to go out of play off the first base fence. The Martinsburg bullpen keeps the count at 2-2.
The longer that Ben can keep this at bat going, that's a positive, as it puts more, the pressure at the moment. Even though it's 7-2, I'm sure Seitz feels like the pressure's on him to come in and shut it down. So if the first guy can get on the relief pitcher, that's always deflates the relief pitcher and the defense.
2-2 pitch, again, fouled off. This one way out of play over towards the softball field. Keeps the count at 2-2 to Ben Reisenweber. Martinsburg's dugout trying to make some noise.
Yeah, it's getting a little noisy on that side finally. As the Musselman side had a lot to cheer about early. But again, Musselman goes with that corners up defense.
Reisenweber will call time, take a step out of the box. 2-2 count, 1 out, bases loaded, top of the 6th. Pitch called strike 3. Down goes Reisenweber for out number 2, and I don't know if I agree with that call. How about you, Tripp? That was close.
Yeah, no comment.
We'll take it.
Coach Ballard's not liking it. I mean, he's walking down. It was a big call.
Yeah, it's a big second out.
Second out that, was a tough one. But we're not down there, and
that'll bring up Jameer Brown. With the bases loaded, 2 outs for Martinsburg. Trails by 5 in the 6th. Swings at the first pitch. That one fouled way off and out of play for strike 1 to Brown. Center fielder and Lohr shifted a little bit to the right. Second pitch, fastball by Seitz right down the heart of the plate to Brown for strike 2.
Seitz certainly has that closer velo. He's more of I'm just going to, throw it down the middle as hard as I can and see if you can hit it. And, big spot here. Bases loaded. EPAC game, freshman,
0-2 pitch, fouled off into the fence. Keeps the count at 0-2.
Great way to fight it off there. I mean, it gives Jameer a little confidence that he can catch up to that fastball and see what Seitz wants to do at 0-2. He's got pitches to waste, but he's been content to just rear back and throw it for the most part since he's been in there. He did get a call, a favorable call probably on Reisenweber there, but
Grounder to the shortstop. He slides. Hartman lost it. Kind of ran into Stevens, and that's going to allow a run to score and keep the bases loaded with 2 outs. It is now 7-3 as Martinsburg cuts it down to a 4-run deficit in the 6th.
That was a great piece of hitting by Brown. Down 0-2, just trying to get the ball in play and make something happen. And, he didn't hit it on the barrel, didn't do anything, but he got it in play. And I'm not sure if Baden comes up clean that he can get Jameer on that play, because it looked like as Stevens come across, kind of neither one of them could quite get to it. It
First
kicked away.
Pitch by Seitz to Everhart outside, called a strike.
Yeah, it looked up a little. Martinsburg crowd, I mean, like I say, we're elevated, so it doesn't really matter what we think.
This one up and in. Count evens up at 1 apiece to Everhart.
Musselman now with 2 outs has pushed the corners back, and right fielders and center fielders pulled in a bit as against Keegan. Left fielders back.
1-1 pitch outside for ball 2.
And that one the Musselman fanfare didn't like. So, you know, every time James makes a call, he's 50% right according to the fans, right? Depending on what side you're on.
2-1 pitch right down the middle by Seitz to Everhart, evens the count up at 2 apiece. 2 outs, bases loaded. It's Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. The top of the 6th inning. Everhart up the bat against Aiden Seitz. The 2-2 pitch ripped into center field. Coming forward on it is Lohr. He makes the catch for out number 3 as 2 runs cross the plate. Makes it 7-3 wide to the bottom of the 6th with Musselman on top. After the 60-second break, you're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Tripp say he likes the music selection here as Cotton Eye Joe plays in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, the MC up here, Scott Jenkins, gets it done. In between innings, he gets the fans on their feet.
The bottom of the lineup for Musselman, the 7, 8, 9 batters up. Stevens step up to the plate. Start off this bottom of the 6th as Musselman leads 7-3 over Martinsburg. First pitch from Lupus. Called strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded right up the middle. Running forward is the shortstop Buber. Scoops it up, throws it across to first to Brown for out number 1.
Nice play there by Buber. Stayed down on it, stayed through it. Got good footwork. He worked. Got around the baseball, made a good throw over to Jameer.
Now to bring up the pitcher now, Aiden Seitz, as he swapped out for Levy last half inning. First pitch to Seitz, he squares up the bunt. It goes foul into the first base dugout for strike 1.
He was going to put down the bunt there and try to get himself on base, try to surprise him with a bit of a drag kind of bunt up the first baseline. Pulled Jameer in a little bit now. Jameer Brown, first baseman for Martinsburg.
Squares the bunt again, pulls the bat back in time as the count now 1-1 to Seitz.
3-2 now at Spring Mills, Hampshire. Spring Mills coming to bat at the bottom of the 6th. Hampshire scored 2 in the top of the 6th.
Squares the bunt again is Seitz, but he pulls it back as it goes outside. The count now 2-1.
I got a feeling Seitz is off-throwing shoulder still hurt. That's why we're seeing this. He has a...
Squares the bunt, misses it. The count now 2-2.
So I don't think this is anything. I mean, they need him to pitch. He's in the lineup. He's had some left shoulder issues swinging the bat. So, you know, he may square again with 2 strikes here. Who knows? Yep.
He does so, and he fouls it off for the strikeout for out number 2.
So that counts. You know, I believe that you're seeing there is just they do not want to get that shoulder injury.
You also realize you're up by 4, and Martinsburg's down to its final 3 outs as well.
Yeah, I think it was totally just an injury issue where he's got that.
Looks like we have some action in Musselman's bullpen, too.
Bohr.
Yep. Might come in to close this one out. We'll see as first pitch swinging is Carter. He pops it up to the third base stands and out of play for strike 1.
If Bohr was going to come in, or if he is going to come in, I mean, could have re-entered Levy there to hit if that was the case. So
that's true.
More than likely, I mean, letting the Sights hit means that Sights is going back out there, but I think they're warming up Bohr just in case, he get into any kind of trouble.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 by Carter. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. The 0-2 pitch, high and outside by Michael Lupus. The count now 1-2.
8-4 over at the Hedgesville Mountain Ridge game in the bottom of the 5th.
1-2 pitch, high above the head of Carter as he ducked past that one. The count now evens up at 2 apiece. That one was close to making Carter's bell ring. 2-2 pitch from Lupus. Popped up into the infield. Running forward to third baseman Oviedo. Makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down goes Musselman wide to the top of the 7th. It's Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
As we head to the top of the 7th inning, Musselman clinging on to a 7-3 lead over Martinsburg as the Applemen trying to make it 6 straight wins, and Martinsburg trying to avoid dropping its 3rd straight game this week against a EPAC opponent. Due up for the Bulldogs can be Oviedo, Lupus. The 1-2-3 batters will try to mount this comeback for Martinsburg as Aiden Seitz stays put on the mound for the Applemen, as we saw some action in the bullpen earlier as Trevor Bohr, the right fielder, was warming up during that bottom of the 6th inning, but he stays out in the right and Seitz stays on the rubber.
Martinsburg got top of the order up. I mean, that's just what they would like to have in this situation.
Fastball low, ball 1 to Canby.
Certainly don't want to be down 4, and, with your last at bat. But if you're going to be down, you want your top of your order up.
1-0 pitch outside for ball 2 to Canby.
Martinsburg's got to be in, take mode till they get a strike. You would think, you got to take what they give you. Play base to base baseball, pass the bat down to the next guy, and just try to mount a comeback.
2-0 pitch right down the middle for strike 1 to Canby from Aiden Seitz.
Seitz got some velocity, and throwing the ball well. He's just basically going with the fastball right at him, saying hit it.
This one misses for ball 3. Count now 3-1. That one just outside. Canby.
Yeah, that was a close one. Yeah,
it was.
Borderline pitch that. At the end of the night, you look at these borderline pitches. This probably goes both ways.
3-1 pitch inside. Canby thought it was ball 4. James Franklin says otherwise. It's strike 2. The count now full. 3-2 pitch from Aiden Seitz. Fouled off over to the first base side and out of play. Continued Jordan Canby's at bat.
Great job, Jordan there, resetting. He thought he had that leadoff walk, is what he's looking for in this situation, and, took off out of the box, but had to reset, and he fouled that pitch off there.
Payoff pitch. Called ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk for Martinsburg to start off the top of the 7th with the speedy Jordan Canby on first.
Yeah, but he's going to have to be safe over there. He can't, it's not a steal situation, not a bunt situation. Martinsburg's going to have to continue to string at bats together and pass it down to the next guy and just try to continue to get those bases loaded and get the tying run to the plate somehow.
First pitch to Oviedo from Sites outside for ball 1.
Martinsburg's going to compete, all the way to the end. Sites just got to hit the strike zone, not walk them.
1-0 pitch popped up.
Oh, man.
Right field, Bohr tracking it down. He's able to make the catch for out number 1, as Canby has to go back to first.
I'm not sure that, he should have been swinging in that situation. He had a walk, and then you have a, 1-0 pitch, so maybe not quite, I don't know, but, I mean, just the situation would dictate that you take a pitch there, but, Oviedo was swinging a hot bat, and,
Brings up Michael Lupus for Martinsburg with 1 out, 1 runner on first. Top of the 7th, it's Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. Grounder to the third baseman. This could be 2. Stevens to McClintock over to first. Not in time as Lupus keeps Martinsburg alive on the bang-bang play.
Yeah, first pitch swinging there, so maybe the take is off. And, maybe, thinking when Canby went up there and took a couple pitches, maybe he was taking 2, he got a strike, but Oviedo swinging on a 1-0 pitch, and Lupus swinging on an 0-0 pitch, so, maybe Martinsburg's taking a page out of Musselman's book and say we're just going to hit and score runs.
2 outs, runner on first. First pitch was right by Sifford. Up and in for ball 1. Next pitch. Evens the count up at 1-1. Sites paints the corner of the plate. Two outs. Martinsburg needs 4 runs to tie, 5 to take the lead. The 1-1 pitch upstairs for ball 2 to Sifford.
Yeah, that ball was right at James Franklin's forehead. He had to turn it a little bit away from that one, as anybody would.
2-1 pitch from Sites. Big swing and a miss to Sifford for strike 2. Musselman's fans trying to get behind their pitcher and get their 6th straight win. Or 1 strike away. Sight steps off the rubber and resets.
Resets, kind of nods over to Martinsburg's dugout.
2-2 pitch, just missing for ball 3. Sifford step back in.
He's a little animated on the mound there. He kind of walks around, but...
The payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Down goes Sifford. And Musselman. 6 straight wins, and your final score, Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3, as the fireworks go off in Inwood. The Applemen are victorious over Martinsburg, who have now dropped 3 straight games this week.
The fireworks went off out there.
I know. I didn't expect it. Did you?
No, I didn't. No, that Musselman is, they have a personality, and they had some fireworks going off there in the 3rd inning. So he scored that 5-run that big inning, and then they held on, and their depth. They got starting pitching, closing pitching. They had Bohr out there, and they swung the bat early, and they just took control of the game, and that's what you find if the senior leading team like this, and they're going to be hard to beat. If they stay hot like this. They're just a team that's kind of coming into their own now after that bad start.
Let's take our 2-minute break and then be back for the post-game show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to Musselman High School as the Applemen are victorious over Martinsburg. Your final score, 7-3. It looks like Dylan Bishop has our player of the game, Kyle Lohr. So let's send it down to Dylan for our post-game interviews.
All right, Kyle, you guys got a good win tonight. The bats got going early. You guys finished it off with some good pitching. How'd you feel about your team tonight?
Oh, we played great. I mean, we've been coming together, working together. You know, we have good team chemistry now. I love these guys.
All right, player of the game tonight. How'd you feel about your own performance out there tonight? Get that win against the Bulldogs.
Oh, man, I tell you, it feels great. But I got to give all the, shouts to my guys back there, pushing me, making me great. And, yeah, good done, man.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good game. Thank you. All right, we'll get Coach Hartman over here. Coach, you guys got the bats going early. Closed it out with some good pitching. First of all, early bats, you got a 5-run inning there, the 3rd inning. And what do you think it was that was able to get you some success against the Bulldogs pitching?
I mean, these kids are seeing baseball really well right now. The past few games, they've been hitting it great, and they carried it over tonight.
And then you guys closed it out. Dylan Stevens gave you a good performance on the mound. You closed it out with Aiden Sykes. How did you feel about your performance out of your pitchers tonight?
Dylan's a Bulldog. He gives me that performance every time he goes out. Anytime you put him on the mound, you give yourself an opportunity to win the game. Aiden came in a tough situation right there when with bases loaded, got out of it, and came in and closed it out. My pitching staff is really, really good this year. I'm excited for what we got going on with them.
All right, what are you going to go tell your team as a takeaway from this game and tell them going on for the rest of the season?
To be humble. Okay, you got to be humble. It's exciting to beat those guys. Absolutely, it is. But we try to take it one game at a time, and we're playing really well right now, and hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, Coach, congrats on the win. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan Bishop, as well as Coach Josh Hartman and Kyle Lorgan. Final score, Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. Musselman now 6-3 overall, 4-1 in the conference. Martinsburg falls to 4-3 overall, 2-3 in the conference. As we welcome you into the post-game show brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's is fast, fresh, and friendly. As we get right into it, Tripp, before we get into our game summary, what are your thoughts on today's game?
I mean, talking to both head coaches before the game,
you could tell, kind of where their teams were at, that, Martinsburg's trying to be consistent at the plate, compete at the plate, young team, they're going to take their lumps. They know that. They knew they had a tall task ahead of them up here tonight with Dylan Stevens. And like Coach Bauer said, we just want to compete. I think they competed. I still think there were some lapses, in their at-bats where they could have maybe, worked a better at-bat. But I think that's just part of being a young team. As far as Musselman goes, I mean, what Coach Hartman says is dead on. You got to stay humble. You got to keep working. You can't just sit on yesterday's victories. I mean, this game, as far as a coach is concerned, is behind us, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. That being said, you see the game changers. You see how that they're supposed to go to Morgantown this weekend and play some really nice opponents up there. Morgantown University on West Virginia's field, all turf, but the weather's kind of did away with that, so they're going to go to Greenbrier East for a doubleheader. And they got some pitching intact, with Myers and some others. They're ready to go, and they're just hitting the cover off the ball right now against good pitching. Mike Lupus is a good pitcher, and they just attacked early. They had a plan to hit the ball early, and they did it. And Kyle Lohr gets on, and they get him around. He scores. Baden Hartman behind him is just, it's just double trouble. Taryn Boyles, Myers, those guys, McClintock, Stevens, they just hit. So that pitching and that hitting is really going to be tough to beat as they go through, as they stay humble and keep working, as Coach Hartman said.
And that game summary brought to you by the Farmer and Mechanics Insurance Companies. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. Let's now get into our game stats brought to you by Bethel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. For Musselman, 7 runs off 9 hits and 2 errors for Martinsburg. 3 runs on only 4 hits and 1 error. Looking at Musselman's lineup, Lohr 3 for 3 tonight. Hartman 2 for 2 tonight with a run. Boyles 1 of 3 tonight with an RBI. Myers 1 of 3 tonight with an RBI. McClintock 1 of 3 tonight. Bohr 1 of 3 tonight with 2 RBIs. Stevens 0 for 3. Levy 0 for 2. Seitz 0 for 1. And Carter 0 for 3. Pitching stats for Musselman. Dylan Stevens finished 5 1/3, only giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. For Aiden Seitz, it was 1 2/3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. For Martinsburg, Canby went 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Oviedo went 1 of 3, scoring twice. Lupus 0 of 4. Sifford 1 of 4. Buber 2 for 2 with an RBI. Rubenthal 1 for 1 with, 0 for 1 with an RBI. Reisenweber 0 for 3. Brown 0 for 2. And Everhart 0 for 3. Lupus, 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. That's your game stats. And again, last but not least, our player of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And that was Kyle Lohr for Musselman tonight as they got the 7-3 win over Martinsburg. Tripp, any final thoughts before we send it to Nick back in the studio?
No, I think you're seeing a streaky Musselman team that's going to be tough to beat, and I think you're seeing a Martinsburg team that's, certainly got some work cut out for them to get these young guys ready for sectionals. I don't think there's any doubt that Coach Bauer and staff over there, and Zarnecki and Bo Bartley knew that they were going to have some growing pains here this year, considering what they lost. And they're bringing a lineup in that's full of guys that that didn't get an opportunity to compete much on the varsity last year because they were a little older. So they're going to get it. They have a great staff that's going to work on some of those areas that need attention, and I expect them to be back. They may not have that 25 win season that they like to have there, but I bet they'll get their 18 20 wins, and they will they'll be there, and they'll be a tough opponent in sectionals. And this hurts, but it certainly gives Martinsburg something to dig for and to dig down and just see where they are and who they are, and if they're going to compete, like Coach Bauer said. Musselman, got to stay humble and keep digging. Or these teams that are down right now are going to figure it out and give them a fit. But I don't know if that's going to happen. This team has chemistry, and like Kyle Orr says, they just make him great.
All righty, that'll wrap things up here from Musselman High School. Our next broadcast is Saturday, as Martinsburg will have a doubleheader. They host Petersburg at 11 a.m. Our pregame coverage will begin at 10:40 a.m. And then the second game for Martinsburg is against Kaiser. First pitch scheduled as of right now at 4 p.m. for that one, so we'll plan to go on at 3:40. Maybe that game can get played a little bit earlier, depending on how things go in the first game. We'll have to wait and see. But that'll wrap things up here for Tila Pizzatella. I'll get it eventually. Okay, I did it. First time. There we go.
Sideline
first day
reporter.
for her. Appreciate her helping us out for the first time of many times here throughout the summer, as well as Dylan Bishop, Trip Tobin, Nick Verzolini, who you'll hear from shortly. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off again. Your final score, Musselman 7, Martinsburg 3. Have a great rest of your evening.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Looking to get your special someone the perfect gift? How about a dream vacation exploring destinations abroad? Or maybe visit Alaska? What about Rio, Budapest, or Taiwan? Maybe your dream vacation is on the seas, cruising to multiple destinations. Well, start here with the travel agency of Dream Vacations in George Wisdom. Visit vacationsmiles.com. Vacation smiles last a lifetime, so allow George Wisdom to provide you the vacation experience you've always desired and deserve.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you into the post-game scoreboard show. I'm Nick Verzolini as we ramp up tonight's broadcast. The win for Musselman over Martinsburg 7-3. That's now 6 straight victories for the Applemen. And other high school baseball scores from around the area. Spring Mills knocks off Hampshire 3-2. Hedgesville defeats, or is leading, Mountain Ridge 8-4 in the bottom of the 6th. And Hedgesville softball gets a 12-7 win over Berkeley Springs. And Spring Mills softball got a 13-0 victory today over Hampshire. So some good performances throughout the EPAC. Today was Major League Baseball opening day. The Washington Nationals fell in their season opener to the Atlanta Braves 7-2. Patrick Corbin gets the loss for the Nats. The Orioles win over the Boston Red Sox in an exciting game, 10-9. Kyle Gibson getting the win for the O's. Corey Kluber takes the L, and Felix Bautista gets the save for Baltimore. Some other scores here from around the Major League Baseball. 10-9 win for the Blue Jays over the Cardinals. Pirates beat the Reds 5-4. Mets beat the Marlins 5-3. The Twins beat the Royals 2-0. Rangers beat the Phillies 11-7. 4-0 win for the Rays over the Tigers. Cubs win 4-0. Yankees beat the Giants 5-0.
Later on tonight, the Guardians will take on the Mariners, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Angels, Athletics, Rockies, Padres, and currently no score between the White Sox and the Astros in the bottom of the 7th inning. That does it here for us back in the studio. Again, our no game tomorrow for us on the high school baseball or softball side, but we'll be at Martinsburg on Saturday for their doubleheader against Petersburg and Kaiser. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long, everyone, and have a good night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.